Need some boxing music on or something. What's up, guys? Welcome to Tarver's Take. We're going live today because of the quarantine situation and the coronavirus got everybody stuck at home and can't get to the gym. There's no big time boxing matches to really break down or, give you, my take on. So we're going to go back in time. We're going to go back in time when I think one of the best eras of boxing is when they had four legendary fighters fighting each other over probably a 3-4 year period. And at the end of the day, they had one guy come out on top. But I want to know from the four kings, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hitman Hearns, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and Roberto Duran, how do they rank? How do they rank from 1 to 4? And I know everybody can chime in on that, all of you boxing enthusiasts and, people with the voices of boxing. I want to hear from you guys because I want to give you my take, and I think you'll be surprised how my take breaks down. And so we're just waiting on a few people to come on and have this conversation with me. So we're going to sit back and wait, and I need somebody to join in. I want to know your take on the four kings, how they stack up amongst each other. They fought each one of them fought each other at one time or another. Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns fought Marvin Hagler, fought Roberto Duran, fought Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard fought all three of them, and vice versa. So they had a round robin, So I want to know, what's your take on the four kings? I can tell you mine, but I want to get someone else's opinion on it first. I think you'll be surprised at how I have it. Leonard 2, Hagler 3, Hearns 4, Duran 1. Call me, hit me up. I want to know why you figured Duran was number 1 when he lost to everybody. He lost to Sugar Ray Leonard. He lost to Tommy Hearns. He lost to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So I want to know your take on how you have Duran number 1. So Boxing Menace, hit me up, man. Right now I'm going to hit Coach John .7 up, and we're going to talk boxing real quick. See what he talking about. Coach John .7. Tarver's Take, live, discussing the four kings. I want to know your opinion on that matter. What's up, John? Long time, brother. What's happening?
How you doing, Tony? What's
Man, I'm staying out the way, John. I got to. You feel me? What's been up? Can you hear me? There you go.
now I can. What's going on, my friend?
Man, I'm staying out the way, John. Hope you are too, brother. How you been?
Yes, sir. Doing wonderful.
Good. All right. I want to know your take on the four kings, man. I know you remember those days. Great era in boxing.
You got to like Marvelous at number 1 because I felt that he actually beat Leonard.
Ooh, okay.
I like Sugar Ray at number 2.
Sugar Ray at 2.
I have Hearns at 3. And I have Duran at 4, but, he's probably one of the greatest lightweights of all time. But you're comparing these 4, so I'd have to put him at number 4.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point because at 130, 135, and he was a beast. But Duran was the smaller guy in stature amongst all three of those guys. He came up from 135. Can you imagine a guy like Lomachenko fighting a guy like even a Canelo? It's unheard of. But that's what you have to say when you look at how far Duran came up and was battling guys like Marvin Hagler at middleweight. So there's reasons why Duran is on this list, because I think he was one of the greatest talents out of Panama for sure. And
absolutely.
And what he did in the boxing ring was, I think, unparalleled, man. And he fought all the beasts. He fought all the gorillas against most.
Breaking up, my friend. Can you hear me? Hello? Sorry, Tony. Phone's breaking. Can you hear me, brother? You there?
Y'all go check John out, man. Who else we got? Come on now, let's talk. You got to join in, man. I want your explanation on why you got Duran number 1. I need to hear that. Boxing Minutes waiting on you. Here we go. Let me see if I can plug him in. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Where you at, Dino? I see you chiming in. Talk to me. 5th Street Gym. Boxing Minutes, where you at, man? I want to hear from you, brother. Come on, chime in. Get at me. I'm going to take one more call, and then I'm going to let everyone know my opinion and why. My rank of the 4 kings and why. I think some people will be surprised. I'm going live with somebody right now. Let's see what my man's talking about.
Yo.
What's happening?
What is?
I hear you, but I can't see you, bro.
I know.
What's going on with you?
Nothing.
Welcome to Tarver's Take, bro. What you got for me? 4 kings. What's your ranking? How you feel about the 4 kings?
Fury. Loma.
Hold on, bro. We talking about the 4 kings. Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, and Tommy Hearns. How do you rank those 4 kings? You know, so call me back when you get it together, bro.
Yeah,
nice talking to you. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Yeah. He was tripping. He had the wrong session there. He talking about Tyson Fury and all that. That's next week, man. We'll talk about the big boys next week. I see you, Fernando Guerrero. Chime in, homie. I know you got something to say on the 4 kings. Boxing Minutes, where you at? Let me see who else waiting over here. James Page. James Page, that name sound familiar. James Page, is that my man? J. Mighty Quinn Page. James Page. What's up, boy? Long time.
Man, what you doing, man?
Yeah, man. Shit, I'm long
up,
time, man. Long time.
Man, bro,
bro.
I'm happy to be out here, bro. I'm over my little partner. My partner got a little construction company.
Good.
You know, we putting a building together right now. I'm over at the warehouse helping him, man.
Oh man, that's what's up, bro. How you been, man? How you been? Long time no hear.
I've been all right, man. I don't think I've seen you since we was at Buddy Gym in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Vero Beach.
Vero Beach.
Yeah, Buddy McGirt. That's my guy.
Yeah, I talk to him all the time. You went on to do good things, man. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you, champ. I appreciate it, man.
Staying focused, man. I'm just trying to stay focused, bro. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. trying
Hey
to get with a
James,
little.
I
Yeah.
want you to do me a favor.
What's that?
Introduce yourself to my fans so they'll know who you are. Let them know
Okay.
your background in boxing because this is a real
Yeah.
thoroughbred on the phone. And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
I want to know your opinion on the Four Kings. I know you know.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right,
My
James
name
Page.
James. My name James Page. James the Mighty Quinn Page. I'm the former WBA welterweight champion of the world. My first defense. You can go on YouTube and check out when I fought Jose Luis Lopez. He almost took me out, but I won the fight. That was my first defense. That was my most memorable fight. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome, James, man. And James used to come to Vero Beach and give them hell down there in Vero, man. I remember that,
Yeah,
bro.
that's fine. Yeah. But I'm in staying focused, man. I see you. I see you had liked that thing when I had said Roger Floyd was the greatest ones ever do
Oh
with
yeah.
that training with the mitts.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
with
Oh
doing
yeah.
the mitts. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
a lot of people emulate them. But see,
yeah,
what they'll never understand the sweet science behind what Roger and Floyd was doing.
right.
Even though it
Yeah,
just sometimes it looks good, they don't know it's a science behind that. They try to go out and emulate, but they're not putting the science in. That's why it don't work for most, and it only works for a guy like Floyd Mayweather, man.
yeah. Hey, I remember seeing y'all in the '90s. I think it was '96 Olympic trials in Oakland, California. I
Oh
remember
yeah, I
seeing
remember
y'all
that.
there.
Yeah,
I
everybody was
remember.
there. Roger
Hey, you don't even
Mayweather was
remember that?
there.
I was there. I was there. I was there with you that night. You don't even remember, probably, huh?
Yeah, I do remember
Next
that,
time I
bro.
met you again after that was in Vero Beach, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, man. But hey, you
Yeah.
had a very successful career, bro. I'm glad you're still healthy. What's your take
Yeah.
on the Four Kings? Everybody fought each other, but if you had to rank them, where would you rank them from 1 to 4?
I rank, you man. I rank Hearns as number one because he was tall with that long jab. I rank
Hearns?
Hearns, man, because listen, the reason I say that because if Hearns would have stayed focused and kept use that jab much more than what he did and try to slug it out with, he could have been a much better fighter than what he turned out to be. But that's why I rank Hearns. Then I rank Sugar Ray. Then Hagler. Then Duran. That's my
Oh,
top
okay.
four. I
Well, hey,
like Hearns because he had that long jab, man.
you
It's
can't go
6
wrong
feet
with either
tall
one of those.
with
You
that
can't go
long
wrong.
jab.
I
You
was
can't go.
surprised you picked Hearns because Hearns lost to Sugar Ray,
I
even
know.
though the last fight was definitely controversial. The last fight with Sugar Ray Leonard and Hearns was controversial.
Yeah.
The
Hey, but
fight
listen,
with, go ahead.
the first fight, man. You got to remember, Hearns was outboxing, had his eyes shut and everything, man. Leonard had to dig deep to come back and get Hearns. What, the 15th round, I think,
It was
when he stopped him.
14th, the 14th
14th round,
round.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hearns was outboxing, had his eye bust up and everything. That whole fight, if he'd have stayed on that stick and win the, I think because he was so tall and he had to drain himself, make weight. I think that weight what got to him later in the fight. But if it was a 12-round fight back now in modern day time, man, Hearns had him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
Hearns
We
had him.
gonna we gonna talk a little bit about that 12 round too, because
Yeah.
in that first fight with Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray
Yeah.
Leonard used his status and had some changes in that fight that I think
Yeah.
could have been the difference from winning and losing. Sugar Ray was the first person to go from 15 rounds to 12. He
Right. Yeah.
cut
Yeah.
he cut 3 rounds off a 15-round title fight with Marvin Hagler. He
Yeah. Yeah.
also did another thing. The ring was much bigger. I think they had a 24 by
Right.
24 ring. The ring was
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
That gave Sugar Ray Leonard a lot of room to move. So
Right.
tactically, he did a lot of thinking long before the fight, and that's what made Sugar Ray Leonard one of the best.
Right. He
And
knew it. Yeah.
and another thing Sugar Ray Leonard did, he went from 8 ounces to the same 10 ounces that they use right now. He took them 2 pounds off. They used to fight in 8s, which could have been the difference from
Yeah.
from Hagler really putting it on Leonard. Leonard was very smart, man. That's why I got him
Hey,
very
but
high
hey,
on my list.
yeah, he high, but you know what? I liked that jab of Hearns, but that speed and that movement with Leonard, man, was phenomenal. He would not stay set not a few seconds for Hagler to be able to get them punches off. So he would throw a combination move, and then when he get on the rope, he pivot out and use that speed as he was going out. Man, Hagler was Hagler. I mean, Sugar Ray was bad with that speed, but I still like that long, tall jab that Hearns had, man.
Man, I think, when I look back, turn your little phone down a little bit. Turn your phone down just a little. It's just a lot of little static coming in it.
Oh no, that's
there you go.
We have music in here playing. I got you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. When I look back at that fight, man, Hearns style, he could have boxed, I think, from range and beat all those guys, beat all those fighters. But being from Detroit, that Detroit style of fighting ain't gonna let you do that. It ain't gonna let you box and win round. No, he got to put his heart out there, and a lot of times he put his heart out there against these beasts, man. And he never had the best chin. If he had the granite chin, I think he probably would have been undefeated. But I think his chin let him down in a lot of ways. But Tommy Hearns, again, one of the kings and a great, great fighter. All of these fighters are legendary in their own right.
Yeah. And what you been all right though, huh?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm just trying to make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's Corona. Man. And we never seen nothing like this in our generation.
No, we haven't, brother. And the thing about it is, we want to make sure that this coronavirus shit is gone before they open back up. Why gamble with it? They say they're going to open Atlanta up this weekend. I'm praying that, cooler heads prevail, and we know this thing is out of here before we start going back out, exposing ourselves to something, man.
Where you at in Atlanta now?
No, I'm in Florida. I'm in Tampa.
Oh, you're in Florida? Okay, yeah.
I'm in Tampa.
In the Bay Area. Yeah.
Okay, man. Hey, James, it's nice talking to you, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna see you around, man.
Hit me in my DM, brother. God bless you, man.
I'm gonna hit you too, bro. All right.
Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All
Stay up. All right. Hey, that was my man James Page, man. Y'all got to go back and Google him. He was a bad boy, WBA champion. I spent a lot of time with him down in Vero Beach. He was one of the fighters that worked with Buddy when I was down there. James Page, real good guy, man. Blessing to you, champ. So who we got next, man? Y'all, let's go. Let's talk boxing with me. Talk boxing with me. I had a couple guys told me they was going to chime in. I thought it'd be real big surprises for you guys. I'm going to see can I get some of these guys on with us. But yeah, talking to Four Kings, man. It's a great time in boxing era, man. Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hitman Hearns, and Roberto Duran. What's up, champ? There you go. What's up, Fernando? What's happening?
How you doing, boy?
I'm good, man. We talking Four Kings. We talking to Four Kings today, man. Duran, Hagler, Hearns, and Leonard. Now, they fought everybody. They fought each other. And sort of like a round robin, every person fought everybody in this top four. But some people think that Marvin Hagler should be sitting on top of this list. Some people got Sugar Ray up there. Someone said even Duran. What's your take on that? How would you rank the Four Kings and why?
Well, before I even go into that, they're all number ones to me. They're
all number ones.
They're all great. But then, everybody's favorites was always Sugar Ray Leonard.
He was the golden. He was the ticket. He was the ticket.
He's everything. But the thing about it is like speed, power, everything. You know what I mean? Durable, everything. But then I actually just changed my mind. I change my mind every day. But you know what? Today, and for a good time, I say that it's Hagler number one.
Hagler number one. Okay.
Sugar Ray Leonard number two.
Okay. Sugar Ray two.
Hearns number three, and Duran number four. Duran, we can say that because remember before I even said that, I said that they're all number one. Yes. Duran is the number one or whatever and all that stuff, but not in the right weight class. You were number one at 32 or whatever.
35, 30. So it's safe to say that you feel that Roberto Duran could be and probably is the greatest 135 pounder that the boxing history has seen. I'll say that as well. But with these
fiend.
4 guys, you think he's just out of his weight class, his
Out of
natural weight class?
out of his weight class, cause everybody's favorite is Sugar Ray Leonard, and Duran whooped him the first fight. You know what I
Sure
mean?
did. He sure did.
And
It wasn't no controversy. It
my
wasn't no
man,
controversy.
he did. He's like pushing him and like, get on my face, you know, like yo soy número uno. You know what I mean? Like bad.
And you know what, champ? To beat and defeat the great Sugar Ray Leonard at his prime,
Like that.
both of them came in undefeated. Somebody got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And Sugar Ray was the guy on the Wheaties boxes. He was the
Mm-hmm.
Olympic gold medalist. He was everything. And
Mm-hmm.
for Roberto Duran to come from Panama and beat the great Sugar Ray Leonard, how many
Kill him.
points does he get in his prime? In his prime, how many points do he get for that? Do he leapfrog over everybody and sit atop of that list?
I'm
I
talking
mean, how
about
much?
I'm talking about beating the maybe top 5 boxer in the world or top
in the
6,
history of the
whatever.
game. Yes.
The first one to beat him. That's Duran.
Yes. Yes.
You feel
And
me?
beat
So
him in his
once
prime.
again, before I even named all of them, I number all of them number 1 in their
That's
own
right.
style. But the thing is like what Duran did was dope, but he's number 4.
Okay.
You know,
Fernando, why do you have Hagler at 1? Tell me why you have Hagler at 1.
Because if you put them all together, all 4 of them together, that's Hagler. In the way of like the talent, the skills, the smart, the intelligence, and all that. He was mean. Like remember what I said? Duran was mean, but Hagler, that war hat, that was mean. I'm talking about that man was a man. He was a
killer,
like coming in
a killer.
Yeah, he's just me. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? And not the flashiest, not whatever, but one of the first guys that I've ever seen or whatever that switching or you know what I mean, southpaw to orthodox or whatever and all that stuff, and being that, you know how good you have to be, like, because mostly everybody thinks that Hagler. Mostly everybody think that Hagler was left-handed, but he was a right-hander.
He was right-handed.
I mean, that switch. But he was 50-50 in both.
So
you know
he could fight right-handed just as well as he could southpaw. But that right-hand southpaw jab was, it was murder for all of them. It was murder. They couldn't get around it.
Only a talented person like that could do that. And then now let me go to my man, Tommy Hitman Hearns. He is a killer. And like I said again, he's number 1, right? He's a killer. I'm talking about, man, everything. I'm talking about, you know what? The worst person for you to fight is a tall person. The worst person for you to fight the worst person for you to fight is a tall person that can hit.
Crack.
I'm talking about you can be out or in.
That's it.
He's fast, he's skilled. So skill wise, he had it all. Hagler just went in there with his big head,
will and skill. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Will and skill.
Shoot that up. And then my man, he knocked out Tommy Hearns like that.
And
you know what I mean?
You know what? I want to give Duran kudos, man. That fight with Hagler was a fight that he really showed what he was made of. I mean, because that was a very competitive fight, and Duran had his moments.
Come on,
Duran
man.
had his moments in that fight.
You're talking about pound for pound, one of the hardest hitters, one of my top 5 hardest hitter of all time. Man, Hagler said he ain't hurting my
hands
head.
of stone. Yeah, he could crack.
Yeah, Thomas Hitman hit hard. You know what I mean? And Hagler took him out. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you this how I got him ranked.
Go ahead.
I got Marvin Hagler, and it was hard for me because it wasn't really hard for me because I love Sugar Ray Leonard. Hagler was my idol, but I really just love Sugar Ray Leonard, man. It was just, in the gyms when I was young. I mean, I wanted to be Sugar Ray and Ali, all of those things. But when you look at Hagler, body of work, and you say, okay, all of the things he was subjected to in that Sugar Ray Leonard fight, we all know that Hagler had so much more in the tank, so much more in the tank. But you have to say that fight affected him internally to the point where he just said, forget it, I'm gone. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think he never felt that he got the appreciation and the respect that was deserving to him, because everybody loved Sugar Ray Leonard. Like you mentioned before, everybody just had a infatuation with Sugar Ray. But Hagler was the truth. And when you look back at that fight, and it was so close, and you had one judge, I think, had it 118 to 110, some crazy, ridiculous score like that. Hagler said, forget it, I'm out of here.
But I mean, and that tells you right there who's a real man.
That's what I'm getting at.
Who's a real man? He
left the money, he left the fame. He say, I don't need this. I'm done.
I'm done. So now, because everybody knows, and even more back in the old days, in order for you to beat the champion, he's the champion. You can't tell
you had to sometime, there was a narrative that you had to actually knock out the champ.
You got to knock him out
to win the fight. You had to knock the champ out to win the fight.
So then now, if you have an even fight, that means that you lost. You know what I mean? If you have a close fight, that means that you still lost. If you didn't knock out the guy, that means that you lost. How in the world did I lose?
Exactly.
You feel me? That's how.
Exactly.
So then Hagler, this is when you, like I said again, this is when you know what a real man is. He's like, I don't give a damn. I'm done. I'm out.
And you know, he was loved and admired for that. Way after his years. And we know Sugar Ray Leonard fought on a lot longer than that and was successful, went up and beat Donnie Lalonde, knocked him out for the light heavyweight title. That was a great fight for Leonard also. But I got Marvin Hagler there because of everything he had to go through in that fight. I thought the judges was way off. Watching the fight in person, I was a Leonard fan. I thought Leonard won. But now going back and watching it all over again, I got to tip my hat to Marvin Hagler for that very, very close decision win. I thought he should have been rewarded.
I give you an example. For instance, like Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard to me was like Oscar De La Hoya.
Yes.
You know what I mean, in my time. I didn't know much of boxing. I ain't watched boxing. Dragon Ball Z, that's what I was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So then now when Tito Trinidad came out and fought Oscar, man, my dad was pissed because I'm going for Oscar because I don't know who the hell Tito is.
Right.
I didn't know who he was. I'm like, I'm going for him. This is the golden child. This is the golden boy. And whether he won or not or whatever and all that stuff, because I still thought that he won.
I thought De La Hoya could have been. I thought De La Hoya should have won that fight as well.
I thought De La Hoya could have won.
Yeah.
But that's so.
No,
it's like, for instance, I'll give you another good example. How Pacquiao and Marquez, so they go and fight, and then now off the bad decision, that's how Pacquiao got knocked out. Because in order for me to beat this guy, I gotta
knock him out. Yeah, well, shit. We can talk about one I'm very familiar with. The one I fought with Roy. Then I had to come back and knock the champ out. You know what I mean? So it's like I understand what that feels like. Having your back against the wall and feeling like, you know what? There's no way I'm going to win a decision.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to give me a decision. I got to take it out of the judge's hands. And when I look back at that, that was all my focus was. And I understand, man. But yeah, I thought Leonard.
Roy Jones was so loved, especially by me. I ain't, you know what I mean?
By everybody, man. Come on. Roy
Jones was Roy Jones.
They can say what they want. They kind of keep it a little quiet right now, quiet as hell. But they know who the hell Roy Jones was, and I don't even want to hear that. He was the Sugar Ray Robinson of our era, and it wasn't nobody else close.
Mayweather.
It wasn't nobody else close. He was the Sugar Ray Robinson of our era.
I'm talking about this boy talking about who have you ever seen do a concert playing basketball, and still knock a dude out. You know what I mean? So you knock that guy out.
Entertainer. He was an entertainer. He
Entertainer,
was an entertainer,
because
man.
That's what we are. But then now, check this out, right? I'm gonna give you this. When you fought him the first time, you knocked him out, right? Boom.
The
then
second
when you
time.
fought, the second time you knocked him out. Yeah, the second time you knocked him out. So then now, I mean, for you to do that to, I mean, Roy Jones has to be, to me, maybe one of the top 10 fighter of all time. To me,
undoubtedly.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I mean, hey, my man, who was faster than Roy Jones? Talking about hitting somebody with 15 hooks. You know what I mean? And doing what he did, and that's what you did. You know what I mean? So for me, it was more like, God damn, who is this guy? Ain't he left-handed like me? Ain't he you know? I'm like, yeah, and then I'm like, damn, this nigga's commentating my fight right now. He's all about it. I'm like, you know what? I think I like him. You know what I mean? But I hope he got my last name right.
Right. Yeah, Guerrero, I got it.
yeah. But it was just cool, man. But then the thing is like, and I was listening to what you were saying about, you know, getting things personal. Man, getting things personal and all that stuff. It's like, do you understand that real thugs don't really make it in boxing? Because real thugs are the real thugs that are in the gym, in the boxing ring. You know what I mean? Those are the wannabes. They're just wannabes. So then now, when you have a person like you, and when you have a person like me, and when you have another person that is out there really gladiators, killing each other and all that stuff, and man, that's why even if you ever see any of my fights or anything like that, I never had to really speak, because I spoke with these, right? Right. And then the other thing is, my man, I respect you, and right now, we're entertaining people.
We
entertain people. It's like I'm trying to eat. I hope that you eat too, and all that stuff, and that's all. So for all my fighters, man, like for all my fights and everybody that I had, even like, you know what I mean, like, man, like I could call them right now and be like, yo, what's going on?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That part, yeah.
Because it should be that way, man, because nobody else knows what we go through.
Unless you've been through it yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
Unless you've been through it yourself.
Exactly.
Well, Champ, go ahead, introduce my fans to who you are so they can follow you, and then we're going to try to get one more caller in on here, man, so I can discuss the Four Kings. But, yeah, I appreciate you, Fernando, coming in for me, brother. I appreciate it, man. Stay up, and we're going to be connecting real soon on that other talk we had earlier today.
Keep doing your thing, man. Proud of you, man. I'm proud of your son as well. Keep doing his thing.
Thank you.
And Fernando El Guerrero, Dominicano, Haitiano, represent.
My man, stay up, and hey, blessings to your family too, man. All right.
Likewise.
God bless you, bro. All right, we catch up. All right, my man, Fernando Guerrero, man, was one of the hottest up and coming prospects that I had seen on Showbox. He went and fought for the title a couple times. I believe he came up short, but a great guy, man. Just a great guy, beautiful father, husband, everything, man. So if you hear from Fernando, man, mess with him. That's my guy. So I'm going to try to plug in one more person, man, see if we can get some more good comments on here before 5 o'clock get here. Here we go. Who we got on here? All right. Here we go. I'm talking to my boy Eric Hunter right here. One of the young guns in the game, man. Hope y'all enjoying this live segment, man. Hope y'all enjoying it. What? Eric, what up, boy? What's happening?
What's up?
My man, what's good?
What up?
Man, I appreciate you joining me, man.
I just came. I was running.
You on daddy duties right now, huh?
Yeah, I was running. What's going on?
Nothing, man. We talking about the Four Kings, you know, the great legends of the game: Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard. Man, I mean, I've been thinking about it. I got Hagler on top because he beat Duran. He knocked out Tommy Hearns in one of the greatest fights I've seen. And then that decision with Sugar Ray was questionable.
I
And
thought he
when
won though. I thought he won.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a questionable decision. So I got Hagler on top with Sugar Ray Leonard with a stronghold on second. I got Tommy Hearns third and Duran because I believe Duran just out of his weight class with these welterweights and middleweights.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh, from fights I seen, far as I watched that fight, I watched that Hagler fight in Hearns. It was the Hagler and Sugar Leonard fight about
Yeah.
20 times.
20
But I thought
times. Wow.
I thought he went easy. Look, I'm woofing too.
Right, no problem, dog. We all on quarantine, man.
Yeah, I just came from jogging.
How you feeling, man? What you got coming up? Introduce yourself and let the people know what you got coming up, bro.
I ain't got nothing coming up. I'm just training.
So you staying ahead of the game. You staying ready
Yeah.
to keep from getting ready, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
but
smart, bro.
no. So I said, I watched the fight like 20 times, but I thought Sugar Leonard went easy.
You thought Leonard won easily. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did.
Okay.
Because I feel as though that Hagler wasn't himself, like meaning like he was like more like trying to box Sugar Leonard, and I thought that didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? I just thought that wasn't his style. I don't think that was the style for him to try to outbox Leonard.
Well, when you mention that, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard made that mistake against Roberto Duran, and it cost him his first loss.
Yeah, I agree.
He came back in the rematch. He adjusted, and he fought his style, and he made Roberto Duran no mas. So, yeah, I think if they would have had a rematch, Hagler and Leonard, I think Hagler would have probably fought the fight he should have fought the first time.
Yeah, see, but we'll never know because he went
We'll
out.
never know.
We'll never know that. But I feel as though the same because when I watched it, I said he ain't fighting him like for instance like when he fought like when Duran and like when Hagler fought Hagler and Hearns fought. They was just worn. They was just going at it, blow for blow. They was just going at it. He should have went like that with Ray Leonard. And on top of it, we all know Hearns is a knockout artist. So why not fight Hagler? Why Hagler didn't fight Sugar Leonard like that? I didn't understand that. Because when I watched it, my grandpa had me watching it. I just didn't understand it. That made no sense to me.
You know, as sharp as Sugar Ray Leonard is, as great as his IQ is in the ring, you know, you never know how the build up to that fight was. He might have really just lulled Marvin Hagler to sleep. You know, by being nice, by being kind, by being sugar. And then when he get in the ring, he turned into Murder Row. You know what I mean? So Sugar's smart like that. He's very intelligent.
That works. I tell people that all the time. I tell people that's why it's good to just stay mean at all times as far as the build up. Because all that nice stuff, you start to get in shaking the hands,
right?
All that. That joint will rock you to sleep. Cause I've been there before. Before they come shaking hand, yeah. And you sitting there
everybody
like,
nice. Everybody
yo,
nice, you know.
And then in your head, you thinking this dude really scared, and this dude really putting you to sleep. You know what I mean? I just think
look at how Hearns and Hagler was at each other. But Sugar Ray was not like that with Marvin Hagler. He was a nice, laid back Sugar Ray Leonard. Oh, he's coming back out of retirement. Man, Sugar Ray went in there and he fought a great fight.
Yeah, he did. And then I watched. I even watched the Duran. I watched the Duran and Hagler fight. He was just too small. It was a good fight. He's just too small.
Yeah, too small. And I think with Duran, I think he was out of his weight class, his natural weight class, fighting Hearns, fighting Hagler. I think he was out of his natural weight class because he was fighting these guys at junior middleweight and middleweight. You know, they were too big. I think it was just too big for Duran.
And the crazy part about it, the way he held his own,
he did that.
Was terrific. Like that jump, like dude was really he was really a lightweight.
A 135 pounder, and he fight these big boys.
And but to me, I think he was the greatest lightweight ever. Like I think he was the greatest. Personally, I think he was the greatest Spanish fighter ever.
Who gonna argue with you on that?
I can't.
You might get a few. You might get a few.
Who can you put next to him? You can't.
You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about Chavez. But when you look at the fact, Chavez, he didn't fight the top of the litter. He didn't fight the top names until later on. You know, they gave him Pernell.
I'm cool with Chavez. I love Chavez. I love Chavez, but I think he was the greatest Mexican ever.
Mexican, you can say that, but no, I don't think his career can match a Duran's career when you look at all the killers. That's
why they got a Final Four. That's why they got a Final Four. So it's like, nah, I can't. Not a lightweight. You talking about a dude 135, jump up, fight the best.
Fight middleweight, yeah, middleweight,
and then fight all the
way
other
up.
guys. Like, nah, I can't do that. I can't say it. People could argue with it, but Duran by far the best lightweight.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, somebody say, hey, Salvador Sanchez.
No. He was Salvador Sanchez by far. He's the greatest. Probably the greatest featherweight Mexican ever too. But what I'm saying is, but we talking about far as weight class, because you still gotta put the weight classes in.
Weight class, right?
So,
you can't do it.
So if you got a guy coming up from 135 and fight his first fight. Now he didn't take a warm up. He fought the first fight and fought Sugar Ray Leonard. So it's like,
man,
and beat him.
Another great point you make. He came up in weight for that fight. That's a great point, Eric. That's a great point.
No, he ain't had no warm up. So
no warm up, no tune up.
I'm going with Duran.
The
crazy part about it, when I was a kid, my uncle kept telling me, man, you gotta watch Duran. I was like, man, I don't like Duran. And one day I was like, nah, let me see what the fuss is about. So I go in the house, and this years ago. This is when I'm about 15 years old. So we watching this tapes. It wasn't even YouTube out. So we watching the tapes. I said, damn, this dude is good. And the stuff that he do that you don't really pay attention, people like his head, he had
good head movement.
And the crazy part about it, he didn't move that far.
You think that right in the pocket.
You think right in the pocket all the way down. He just doing this. He just do like little subtle movements. And you like, damn, this dude cold.
Then
I used to like how he used to throw the uppercut. He used to throw the uppercut, like, but he'd smother. He'd still have his chin locked in, and he'd throw an uppercut, but his hand would come right back to his face. I'd be like, this dude cold.
I like it because when you look at his skill set was off the charts.
Yeah. Then I watched the fight. I like that fight when he fought that young boy. They should never put that young boy in there with him. Davey Moore.
He crushed Davey Moore. Yeah. He crushed Davey Moore. Hey, another guy too. He did in who was your boy? Iran Barkley.
Yeah, I like Iran Barkley. He was just tough, man, tough.
Yeah, that was one of Duran. I love that fight with him and Duran though. That was
the crazy part about it. That's why boxing is a great sport, because you got a guy like Tommy Hearns knocked Duran out second round. Then you got Duran fighting. Then you got him fighting Iran. You got Hearns fighting Iran Barkley and can't win. He can't beat this dude to save his life. But then you got Duran
that go in there and beat the same guy and knock down Tommy Hearns. So it's like style.
You can't tell me that boy. That boy. No, nobody ain't beat. No, that's the greatest. That's the greatest Spanish fighter I've ever seen.
Man, I don't think too many people gonna argue with you on that, bro.
You talking about a guy that? You talking about a guy that he fighting people that he's not? He's fighting guys that he's not supposed to be fighting.
Not supposed to be beating either. Not supposed to be beating either.
He wasn't supposed to beat no Iran Barkley.
No.
Not to me.
No, he wasn't. No.
Box his head off. And like in certain times of the fights, they was like, oh man, look like he's getting tired. It was talking about he was getting tired and everything, Duran. And it was just
he never stopped.
Just turning him. He was just turning him. I'm saying, dude, cold.
Yeah, he
Nah,
cold, man.
nah.
Hey, Eric, I appreciate you chiming in on Tarver's Take, man. It's been a blessing, bro. I follow
You
you on
already know.
Instagram. I love what you're doing. Keep doing
Thank
what
you.
you're doing, bro. And
Thank
stay up. Let my people know how they can follow you, man.
You can follow me, One Eric Hunter, Facebook, Eric Hunter. My Twitter, I think my Twitter, well, Eric Hunter 27. I'm around all the time.
That's it. That's it. My man, I appreciate you, boy. Hope
You
your
already
family
know.
is well. And stay out the way with this
Yeah, we
coronavirus
straight.
out there, boy.
Yeah, we straight.
All right, my man.
All right.
My man. Till the next time, bro. Stay up.
You already know it.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's my boy Eric Hunter, man. He out there on social media. Great brother, man. Family man. Stay in the gym. Stay in the gym. Training guys down there. So, yeah, let me see what else I can find. I was going to have a surprise for y'all today, but I guess Champ got busy. Y'all hit Paulie Malignaggi up. Tell him I'm waiting on him, man. I'm going to bring the other magic man on today if I can find him. I'm waiting on you, Champ. Let me see who in the shoot here. Yeah, man, I'm glad this is a great conversation we're having about the four of the greatest fighters, I believe, of all time in that era. It was just great to see all those guys' careers. Man, if you ever want to meet Marvelous Marvin Hagler, he's at the Hall of Fame every year in Canastota, New York, man. And I go up there for that reason only, to kick it, sit down and talk to the marvelous one, my idol, Marvin Hagler. And unfortunately, we won't be going this year because of the coronavirus, but next year, 2021, I'm on it. So I'll see you up there, champ. Listen, we almost at 5 o'clock. I appreciate everyone tuning in. We're going to come back live with another subject. The next subject, I believe, is going to be who you thought would have won in their prime. And I posted it about a week and a half ago. Two of the greatest middleweights of all time. James Lights Out Tony and Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins. Who you have winning that fight in their prime and why? I can't wait to hear your take next week on Tarver's Take. Man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Stay safe and stay sound at home during this pandemic. And we're going to make it on the other side of this thing. And hopefully life can be as better as it ever has been. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you next time on Tarver's Take.